There are a lot of things that happened when we were growing up that were really trendy, and everybody thought that they were cool as shit. And now they have fallen out of fashion, fallen out of trend, and it seems kind of stupid. I can think of one. Do you remember when people used to go around like rubbing erasers on each other really
like
hard?
To burn you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I forgot about
who
that.
thought that was who thought that was a good idea?
Yeah.
Who was like, yeah.
I remember being in school and playing quarters with people. Like, when I say playing quarters, I mean the thing where you chuck a quarter and like try to like,
Yeah.
And like exchanging blood with like random kids and like not getting in trouble, and like we were just doing that.
Barbarians we
it's
were.
Disgusting.
Barbarians
or
we were.
walking down like the hallway and then like sliding your shoe really fast and trying to leave that big scuff mark that made that really loud noise. Yeah.
Or walking by and saying squirrel to somebody and slapping them in the nuts as hard as you could.
I've never done that.
That happened a lot. But there are certain trends that definitely shouldn't come back. They should stay where they were at.
There is a trend. I remember being a kid and these purses were really popular where they're like the design on them were like this and they were like a billion of them. They were like really shiny. Do you remember that? They all had like the same look. They're coming back in style. Stop it. Those
That's
are
not
hideous.
really hurtful, though.
Is it hurtful?
Well, that's not what the
Absurd.
video's about, but it's the theme I was going with to try to start out the video. Because there are things that do need to come back. Though some things fall out of fashion and pop culture and what have you because they're stupid and they suck, some shit's pretty awesome. It needs to come back. Well, today, there's a content creator by the name of Blue Jay who has a video and it's called Absurd Historical Trends That Need to Come Back. Return of the Mac. We want to see what he has got compiled here of things that are from the bygone eras that could be pretty cool today. Or maybe he's just pulling one on us and all these are going to be really dumb.
Yeah,
I don't know.
have a feeling they're all going to be really dumb.
So I think this may be our first reaction to this channel, but
yeah, I don't recall.
Let's check Blue Jay's video out. Absurd historical trends that need to come back. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
In a tier list of the most powerful and seductive shapers of culture, the temptress that
Ryan
is
Reynolds
fashion
just
easily
up
ranks
there.
amongst the top tier. We've all been bitten by this bug. It's the first day of 4th grade and you're strutting your way down the hallway, all eyes drawn to your new SpongeBob Heelys. But your undeveloped brain forgets that wheels on shoes equals no stick to floor, and one wrong step sends you plummeting, showering the hallway in colored pencils, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and shame. We've all been there. Right?
We've all been there.
Reminisce about the dapper fashion of the good old days. They usually aren't referring to the more ridiculous or outright baffling trends that have existed. So get comfy and buckle up your Supreme seatbelts, because on today's field trip, we're touring the world of absurd trends, styles, and fashion throughout history. And there were a lot of these, so if you want a part 2, make sure to let me know in the comments.
Hey.
Hobbling is the act of strapping together an animal's legs to prevent them from moving too quickly. This practice was useful throughout history for preventing your horses, donkeys, or women from running away.
Oh my god.
Wait, introducing the hobble skirt, a dress designed to obstruct a woman's stride with its tight-fitting hem, perfect for all your duck waddling appreciation parties. Credit for the skirt was claimed by French designer Paul Poiret, whose design quickly replaced the corset as the staple of high fashion in 1908, leading him to state, "Yes, I freed the bust, but I shackled the legs." It's not entirely clear where Paul allegedly came up with the design. Some say it may have originated from the first woman to fly in an airplane, who tied a rope around her skirt to prevent it from blowing up in the wind. But I have a different theory. Perfection. Obviously, the trend came with certain mobility-related complications, such as crossing a street, or going upstairs, or just, living a life. Things like boarding streetcars became especially difficult, so I guess they're just gonna have to wear something else for daily transit. Oh, or you could just have the city design modified streetcars specifically for hobble skirts. But as everyone knows, you're not a great trend until you've had your fair share of untimely deaths. One woman drowned falling off a bridge in New York, while another was killed trying to outrun a loose horse at a racetrack in Paris.
Oh my god.
But don't worry, the onset of World War I saw the decline of the speed limit skirt, with its impractical design not really suiting a wartime atmosphere. Thanks, World War I. You really saved a lot of lives. When you hear the word hermit, many often think of the adorable little crustaceans occasionally found as pets. Others, a sweaty neckbeard grinding for RuneScape XP in his mom's basement. However, a true hermit has more in common with the latter, opting for a life of isolation, where instead of grinding for XP, they grind for spiritual enlightenment. These secluded eccentrics often lived lives of peace and meditation, contemplating the meaning of life. And so naturally, British aristocrats thought they make perfect garden gnomes. Good morning, friendly travelers. What a wonderful morning it is. Perfect for embodying the spirit of the youthful rabbit, frolicking in God's greatest gift. Oh, look, George, we simply must have one in the garden. Oh, thank you, but Damn it, Martha, you're right. It fit in perfect next to the tulips. Forget the elaborate hedges and neatly trimmed lawns. In 18th century Britain, your estate wasn't worth mentioning unless you had yourself an ornamental hermit. Basically, you'd build a simple brick or stone building called a hermitage and pay some guy to live in it. Decorating it with tree shells and bones in what was pretty much the 18th century equivalent of your lovable crackhead dumpster dweller. In exchange for lodging, food, and a stipend, they were expected to spend their days in isolation, where they wouldn't bathe, cut their hair, or engage in any kind of recreation or social mingling. They served as entertainment for guests walking through the estate, where they could approach the hermit and pick up a little nugget of wisdom. Invest in Dogecoin, you should. $1 soon it shall be. I don't understand. He's reached a level of enlightenment we could never hope to achieve, Catherine. Kanye 2024. Such wisdom. But finding a real hermit wasn't as easy as it is today, where all it takes is pulling up Pokemon's Twitch chat. So some estates had to post advertisements for the position. Turns out, asking a man to dedicate their life to social exile solely for the entertainment of the British elite is rather difficult, leading a few estates to actually use mechanical dummies instead. So if you were updating your resume hoping for a job as an aristocrat's quirky little poverty exhibit, think again, because not even that job is safe from being replaced by automation. This trend fell out of style by the 19th century, but if you're hoping to visit a hermit, you're still in luck. There's a hermitage in the mountains of Austria that's been continuously inhabited for the past 350 years.
The fuck?
Or if that's too far, you just go to Portland. The American song Yankee Doodle has been sung for hundreds of years and is nearly famous enough to replace the US national anthem. Toxic by Britney Spears. But it turns out the famous lyric about macaroni isn't actually talking about those delightful curvy carb tubes, but a ridiculous 18th century British fashion by the same name, characterized by their outlandishly large wigs, vibrant colors, pointy shoes, unnecessary canes, and tiny hats. This eccentric fashion had 18th century Britain looking like if Rockstar made Grand Theft Carriage Aristocrat City. The fashion originated from young men who went gallivanting around Europe on the Grand Tour, essentially the Georgian era equivalent of your typical rich kid gap year abroad for finding themselves. Just like all college-aged men, they developed a passion for macaroni while passing through Italy, using the word for its cultural sound to describe anything sophisticated or worldly, such as their new drip. Oh my gosh, James, you look like a whole new man. What do you call this? Oh, this? Just a little thing we picked up passing through good old Italia. I call it macaroni.
Macaroni.
But while the ultra-elite enjoyed how this expensive, over-the-top fashion distinguished themselves from those yucky poor people, macaronis soon began to fall out of favor. Given their exaggerated and often flamboyant appearance, the term began to refer to excessive fashion and male femininity, which at the time was rather frowned upon. Trust me, they want to be colonized. Whether or not macaroni was ridiculed because it suggested homosexuality is unclear, but regardless, mocking the trend became another popular British pastime, right up there with playing cricket and selling opium. After a lot of magazines and cartoonists, the fashion fell out of style after only a decade. But don't worry, the rich will find other quirky ways to express themselves. When you think of history's manliest sex symbols, there are probably quite a few individuals who come to mind. No, not me, stop it. King Henry VIII, especially in his youth, could be considered one such individual, and he wasn't really subtle about it. To highlight his fertility, Henry VIII was particularly fond of wearing a codpiece, a type of flap or pouch protruding from a man's trousers, kind of like a genital birdhouse. While he didn't start the fashion trend that became popular during the 15th century, he certainly embraced it with open arms. Or I guess legs. So much so that you'd be hard-pressed to find a portrait of him without it. His armor is on display at the Tower of London.
Are you serious?
A whopping 2.5
no
pound
way.
codpiece, which was sure to make him look quite submissive and breedable on the battlefield. Apparently, others thought so too, seeing as how women used to stick pins in its leather lining in hopes of increasing their chances of getting pregnant. Because you know, nothing quite screams healthy family like the dude who beheaded 2 of his 6 wives. His codpiece was so iconic that there used to be a wooden statue of him also at the Tower of London, equipped with a secret mechanism. To activate it, one only needed to step on the right spot on the floor. Hey, where's the codpiece? That's kind of his shtick. Check this out.
What the hell?
You've done it again, Tom. The fashion blossomed in Europe until the 16th century, coming in many shapes and sizes. And each time you think it could be crazier, Google Images steps in to prove you wrong. I'm particularly fond of the German cod pieces. I don't know what they were going for with this one, but to me it looks like a weird Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone fan fiction. You know, the one where Voldemort attaches himself to Professor Quirrell's.
I love it.
So while it may seem like the fads of today are as stupid as they come, clearly history has had its fair share of trendy hiccups to hopefully give you a little more faith in humanity. Or not. As you look back at what was in vogue in centuries past, it makes you wonder and perhaps excited to see what may become stylish in our lifetimes. Not me, though. Fashion has already failed me on that fateful day many moons ago. Fourth grade was a long time ago, Blue Jay. You need to let go. I can still hear them. The laughs. Oh God, they just get louder. And remember what we say to them when we hear the voices? Blue Jay? Beauty is pain. Louder. Beauty is pain. You're ready. So from hobbits in your garden to towers on your noggin, I think it's safe to say weird historical fashion gets 6 out of 11 out of 10 stars.
No.
The codpiece was a huge deal for 70s and 80s rock musicians also.
Oh.
Yes. So people like Led Zeppelin, you know...
like in their pants?
Like
what
they
do you
would
mean?
stuff
stuffing.
It's
versus,
a codpiece.
Well, I mean, that kind of looked like separated.
Well, you look up helmets throughout history, and they all look different, but they're still helmets. They're using a gimmick in their pants to make it look like their Johnson is large and in charge. Steven Tyler also used to do this. There's plenty of those people. Mostly the guys who were wearing tights and stuff are like super, really tight blue jeans.
Yeah.
Oh, they had a codpiece.
Like my... I won't say it's my favorite, but it's the one that sticks with me, the 1,000 Ways to Die video, where the guy was supposedly going dancing. He wanted the ladies to know what he had, which he didn't, and he had some sort of sausage taped or roped around his leg, and he died because, you know, blood clot. Or
not a good idea.
Whatever, yeah.
Yeah. Do they have those for butts? Oh, wait. Injections. No, they do.
They
have
do.
butt things.
They have those short
Women
things.
have push-up bras also. Like, there's many. There's also, I saw something, I think it was Wish or something like that, where they have, like, a thing to give you a fake camel toe.
Why would you want that?
I don't know.
Yeah, I want the opposite of that.
It was, like, literally looked like the face of a camel, though. I guess it was to make you look like you've got like a gigantic...
hack... Why would... Hey! You got a big fat... You know what?
Dude,
right here.
You know how many times I've heard that in rap songs? As a favorable thing? So, like, maybe they're just like, I heard... Dude, Gucci Mane just said that. Let's make this product.
Wait, what I said or like camel?
The camel thing. Like, in rap songs, it's like...
Really?
A big fat you know what? And that's what they want. So, like, I'm sure there's some dude that was, like, making those things for Wish, just like, I got you, Gucci Mane. I'm going to fucking make one of those.
I saw a video one time, it was probably a TikTok, and it was this lady who was, like, wearing leggings, maybe to the gym or something, and they were, like, very revealing when she didn't want them to be. Okay. So she used, like... those little pieces that come in like sports bras and put it there to make sure that no one could see anything. So they were trying to do the opposite of that. Or
maybe just like put on some different pants.
True.
Don't wear those in those particular ones.
But then again, like, I mean, I guess if you're made a certain kind of way, maybe that's a problem for all of those kinds of leggings and pants.
I don't
Problems
know.
You don't have to deal with, maybe.
You think I don't have to deal with my sack hanging out of my shit?
You don't really wear yoga pants.
We don't even need to get into that. Blue Jay, good video. Enjoyed the codpiece. That was very funny. Also funny, the macaroni thing was great.
Macaroni thing. Of course they never taught us that in school.
Of course not. Yeah. But thank you guys for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. Yeah. You rock. Hopefully you'll tune into the next one because we'll see you then.
See you.
Bye.